Hello and welcome again to another edition of Coull Discussions. It's that time of the week again. It's our favorite time. It's time for headlines. Yeah, baby. And as you can see, I just held up with some ugly-looking woman who runs our province.
No, that's not very nice. That's a personal attack.
I don't give a crap.
She's not.
Like, man. So I want to talk a little bit about a couple of things that I've seen on the Facebook and stuff. It's about the police and the distracted driving. I want to get your take on how you feel about cops being exempt from the distracted driving law. For those of you who are out of country watching us, thank you for tuning in, guys. The distractive in Alberta, we have a law that prevents you from talking on your cellular telephone, using any kind of mobile device or laptop, or eating your dinner or breakfast, doing your makeup while you're driving. Yes, people have been caught eating breakfast, doing their makeup, and reading books while driving. Wow. And that will result in $200 and some odd ticket and 3 demerit points off your license. But guess what? These policemen and women and police officers are exempt from this rule. And there have been a couple pictures circulating on the Facebook, good old Facebook, of cops with their cell phones out while driving. Or at red lights, whatever they're doing. It doesn't matter, but I just want to get your take.
Okay, at a red light, it's not against the law.
Yes, it is. That's what I got nailed for.
Oh.
I was at a red light, and the cop gave me a ticket.
Okay.
So at a red light,
I see where this is coming from. You got caught.
I don't care if I got caught. No, I'm not mad about that.
Mad about cops.
No, I'm mad about like the whole. It's just. I don't care if the cops are exempt. I do kind of a little bit. That's a lie. I care a little bit.
Okay, cops shouldn't be driving and talking at the cell phone. However, if they're at a red light and need to deal with their stuff on the computer, fine.
The biggest issue is that I read the comments, and I see people who are in defense of the police, which is fine, okay. But their defense is, well, they could be saving somebody's life. They are trained drivers to do this, so they can do this. Okay, number one, what if I'm on the cell phone with my wife who just fell down the stairs? What if my kid is sick and I'm on the cell phone driving because my wife needs my help, or somebody needs my help? What if I'm talking to my buddy who's really depressed and needs to talk to me at that moment? I'm saving a life too, potentially, right? So at that point, mute. Number two, the driving thing. I was a professional driver for 6 years. I drove in all kinds of driving conditions, winter conditions, through the mountains, at night, in the morning, anything you can think of. Okay? If that doesn't qualify me to be able to text and drive or talk on the cell phone when driving, again, mute point. I don't care if you've taken a defensive driving course. I don't care what. I don't care. Okay? You're supposed to be the example. You're supposed to lead by example. Okay, so when you're saying, oh, you could be saving a life or you're trained to do it, well, what about those truckers who've been driving 18-wheelers for 20 years? What about stuff like that? You're trained just because you haven't taken a course, but you've had the life experience and the time on the road to give you the experience.
An argument like that is hard to argue against, because that's the whole point of that argument. Police are a good example. They should be leading by example. However, people are dumb. Sorry. Police officers can fall into that category too, but generally people are dumb. The reason why this whole distracted driver is because the person on the phone, 99.9% of the time, is probably not on the phone for any good reason other than talk.
Yeah, they're probably ordering a pizza or talking about dinner, but okay, I understand that.
But if it's really that much of a life-saving thing, the depressed friend, right? If you're talking to a depressed friend, yeah, you might have to keep him on the phone until you can get there. I get that. And, I don't know, maybe you could argue that in court.
I don't know.
You might be able to do that.
You couldn't at all, because they wouldn't care. They would not care. Not at all. It's kind of a zero tolerance thing. My problem is this. I have absolutely no issue with attacking the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you see somebody driving erratically, or if you get into an accident while you're just on a telephone like that, then give them a ticket. But you're punishing the masses. So I can drive and I'm responsible down the road. I'll send a quick text to the wife at a red light on my way home. Bam, put it down and go. Right? Whereas the person beside me is like this, texting, crash, hit something. Oh shit, Okay, so now we both are considered exactly the same, even though I was responsible and he was irresponsible, or they were irresponsible. So my thought is this. Instead of punishing the masses, why don't we just punish the actual criminals who do... So number one, we should encourage insurance companies to void the insurance of anybody who is caught in an accident distracted driving. Number two, if you are given a distracted driving ticket, you should double your insurance rates. Encourage insurance companies to punish these people, not the other people who aren't doing anything wrong, or who send a text message at a red light and go, okay, now I'm going to put my phone down. Because I don't think there's a problem with sending a text message at a red light.
Okay, and I didn't think you can actually get in trouble at a red light.
Yeah.
Because
you would think you're stopped. Oh, okay, no problem. No, it's the same.
Okay, well, I thought it was, not that red lights are exempt, but they weren't going to exactly be dicks about if you were at a red light, because you're stopped.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that. Yeah, you're right. It is punishing the masses because a few people are stupid. Unfortunately, those stupid people will have a tendency to kill other people because they're driving
unfortunately,
2,000-pound vehicle that if you hit somebody...
That's where it comes back to driving as a privilege and a right.
Yeah.
Right? Driving is not a right. Driving is a privilege.
Yes.
People should have their license revoked if they're bad drivers. People who train drivers should be trained exceptionally well by other people who are trained exceptionally well. You see so many people with the student driver thingy on their car, and they're just the people teaching them. You're like, how are they're driving like crap, and you're like, how do these people get their licenses? How?
And you know what? Maybe we should talk about that.
That could be a further topic.
I think it will be a further topic because it's one of those things.
It's just something that popped up on my Facebook feed that I wanted to throw out there to the interweb.
There we go.
Catch it.
Have you been caught being a distracted driver?
Let us know your thoughts.
Yeah, because I didn't think you could get dinged at a red light.
That's silly.
Yeah, we're actually talking about headlines. So, okay, in Calgary, we had quite the interesting criminal. He was arrested. They had a search warrant for his house, and when police were searching, they searched the shed. In the shed, they walked in and noticed that the floor was kind of spongy. So they looked, and upon further inspection, they found a tunnel. 30 feet long, wide enough for me and him to stand side by side and have enough room.
Wow.
And tall enough for both of us to stand up with headroom.
Wow.
We're 6 feet, so that's a lot of headroom.
And then we're actually 6 feet tall too, not just 6 feet wide.
Yeah. And it was full of stolen stuff. Golf clubs, bikes, electronics. They figure it was anywhere from $65,000 to $100,000 worth of stuff.
Wow.
And yeah, in the paper they had pictures of this tunnel. It surprisingly looked well constructed, and he actually had to go around gas lines and stuff like that. He actually went around them. He didn't ding them. He didn't knock them.
Interesting.
Yeah. And here's the kicker: he's out on bail.
Winner, chicken dinner.
So, yeah, I read that in the paper, and I was like, wow, it showed pictures. He even had it lit, so he had, lights going through the thing so you could see as he's walking through.
That's insane.
It was. That's why I'm bringing it up, because it's an interesting headline.
It's even more insane that he's out on bail.
Yeah. Actually, I kind of agree with that.
Man.
So.
Gotta love our justice system, eh?
Don't you?
Isn't it great?
Yes.
There's so many headlines in this newspaper.
There's always headlines in the
But it's
newspaper.
always
That's-
just crap.
well, that's what I found this week was there's a lot of talking about the same things over and over again. Like there's actually a few really big trials going on here in Calgary, and reading is just like reading the same thing.
Did you see that video of the guy who did that thing on the highway number 2? Who split the 2 cars?
I heard about it. I never saw the video for it.
I just saw the headline right now in today's newspaper, right? That said the guy's been charged apparently.
Oh, they found him. Okay, cool.
He was driving along. I guess he was doing, and somebody caught him on a dash cam splitting in the middle of the lane between 2 vehicles. So here's the vehicle 1, every vehicle 2, and the car went right in between them, and that was a dangerous stunt.
And the still that I showed, it literally like this much room on both sides
there's
of
hardly
the car.
any
like,
room. And
whoa, and when you're on the highways here, it's about 110 kilometers per hour.
Yeah, but most people do 130.
Yeah, 130 is about right. So I think these 2 were going a little slower than normal. And this guy got impatient and went between them, and he just took off like a bat out of hell. So
He's going to be in court in May apparently for it.
there we go.
It doesn't say there's any type of. It doesn't specify what his fine is or anything like that. But me personally, I think he should lose his license.
And we just talked about that. I think enforcement isn't the problem; it's the punishments that are not severe enough.
Yeah,
because somebody like this, he's going to be fined.
Yeah, it's going to be a $500-$600 fine.
Oh, before this article, I read it the other day. Is that the most that they could charge because they don't know who the driver was because he wasn't caught on camera and there were no witnesses. They got the registry of the car and the license plate, so they know who owns the car, and they could have fined the owner of the car like $500 for this stunt.
Pretty silly.
And it's just like that's for somebody who owns a nice car. $500 is probably not that
Probably
much
not,
money.
yeah. Probably
It's
not.
like, really? Oh, I would have spent that on strippers this weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I can't go
Yeah,
out.
I guess one less stripper, one less pound of cocaine or whatever, one less 8-ball or whatever it is nowadays.
Sad news, at least in my opinion, and considering I'm conservative, it's unusual for somebody to say this. Thomas Mulcair, the leader of the federal NDP, has been voted out of the leadership of the federal NDP. There was a convention this past weekend, and they talked about whether or not that he should continue on to lead them, and they voted no. And now he has said, okay, well, I will continue to lead until you guys find a replacement, which will happen over the next couple of years. And the reason why I'm saying it's sad news is because apparently he's a pit bull when it comes to questioning the government. Our government here in Canada has a question period where the opposition gets asked the party in power about, why are you guys doing this? Or did you hear about this and what are you doing about that? Well, I guess Thomas Mulcair is just a vicious pit bull during
his own party. How come they've ruined so many provinces that they've held power in?
Federal and provincial NDP are a little different, but they still have
all socialists, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. So it's sad because personally, I might have voted for him in the federal, but
really,
I think his party would have been good opposition, and the Conservative would have been good government. The Liberals shouldn't have done what they did, but they did. But yeah, Thomas Mulcair is out. He won't be a leader anymore, and it's going to be sad because they're actually losing a good person in the fight for...
You know what's sad about it is that our tax dollars are going to go and pay his pension. That's what's sad about it if he retires. That's the sad part. That's it. Is that now he's going to sit back and go...
I bet you he's going to do something. He's not...
Of course, he's not going to retire yet.
No, he's not the type to retire. He's going to be getting his hands dirty somehow. He's going to get in there and he's going to fight for something. I don't know what, but the best of luck to him in his future endeavors.
Sure, yeah, good luck.
Yeah, look at the man. He's a man.
I just don't want to, whatever.
Yeah,
Government is just whatever to me.
Yeah, I know. If you watch any of our previous podcasts, or listen to them for that matter, you will hear his madness about government.
Right. My madness about government already is. Sorry, guys. I think I'm getting a cramp in my leg. That's why it looks like I'm doing something weird.
Because you are doing.
Yeah, because I'm trying to flex out my leg here while I sit here. Oh, that's funny. Maybe I'm not having enough potassium. Gotta go eat some bananas.
What does potassium have to do with leg cramps?
I don't know. That's just what I heard. I heard that potassium is something to do with cramps.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I heard, yeah. That is what I heard. Let's see. I think that's all we got for headlines.
I got one more, but I read stuff.
In the news.
Okay, personally, this past week has been really slow in that regards. No, I might have two then.
Okay.
What do you think? No Canadian teams in the NHL playoffs.
Ooh, let's touch on that last.
Okay.
Go with the other one.
So the other one is that I was reading the paper and I guess I kind of really read it wrong, but I guess Kiss is coming to the Stampede.
Yeah.
But I misread it. I guess they're coming to the Stampede Roundup. Now, apparently the Stampede Roundup is a private concert to raise money for a charity. I forgot which charity. The Rotary Club? I think it's the Rotary Club. Anyways,
I thought they were actually coming to the Stampede, performing at the Stampede.
Well, that's what I thought too, but then somebody pointed it out, and it's like, no, they're coming to a private concert to help raise money, and yeah, so it's like, because that would have been kind of neat having Kiss come to the Stampede. At least in my opinion.
I wouldn't have went, so it wouldn't have mattered, really.
Oh, I'm not going to the Stampede either, so...
Well, I gotta go to the Stampede because my kids want to go.
Oh, joy. So,
I gotta go in. Let my kid spit himself and me silly. Because if I put my wife on a ride, she'll probably break an arm.
Yeah, you don't want that to happen.
Yeah. I guess the NHL playoffs have started, and there's no Canadian teams in them, which sucks, but I don't...
First time in 23 years
Yeah, something like that. I think since 1970 or something, they said.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since there hasn't been a Canadian team in the playoffs, but, they are where they are because they deserve to be where they are. They're not good enough. They're not... they're just not good enough. Unfortunately, we have a lot of...
things working against
us, but... Number one is the fans, I think. I think that's the number one problem, is that we're so hard on players and so hard on the teams that...
the Calgary Sun did an expose called No Canada. You can read it online. It's actually really good. It's weird. I read a sports article.
That's very weird.
It is. I read it, and it's true. I guess the media up in Canada is much, much bigger and hungry for hockey news compared to the States. In the States, there might be one or two places that talk to players after a game.
Eat and breathe hockey.
In Canada, there are probably more reporters in the dressing room than there are players talking to people. So it's intimidating.
It puts a lot of pressure, and when you're not at the rink and you're out and about in public, you're more recognizable, and there's more just, you get bothered probably. If you're in Phoenix or Dallas, you can go out to dinner and it doesn't matter. Where you're up in here in Calgary, Edmonton, stuff like that, you go out to dinner and it's like, oh my god, there's so-and-so, can I get a picture, can I get this? And it's like, imagine you in that situation, it would suck. I would hate to get bothered all the time. It would get annoying over a period of time. But on the other hand, you're paid well to do a job that you... It
should theoretically be part of the territory. NHL hockey players make a hell of a lot of money. Even minimum wage. What is minimum wage?
Oh, minimum salary is still like $900,000 a year. So it's still
really $900,000.
That's American dollars.
Yeah, it's American
so
dollars.
You're looking at
1.2 Canadian.
You're looking at $5 million if you make league minimum Canadian.
Yeah,
$900,000, $5 million. With what our dollar's worth. Now, on that note, guys, we're going to make our first round picks at the playoffs. The rounds have already started. I've already submitted my brackets on the NHL.com. But we're just going to do it for fun.
I'm actually participating in hockey.
We're just going to do it for fun.
For fun, yeah, why not?
You have a pen? We don't have pens. We're so unprepared most of the time.
Didn't know I was supposed to take notes today.
We'll write this down in the handy dandy phone.
Yeah, that's what they're there for.
Yeah. All right.
Actually, I use my phone for. I collect things, so I take pictures of the things I collect. So if I'm looking, I can go, oh, have that one. Oh, have that one. Oh, have that one. And it's like, oh, it's very handy. I'm so glad I thought of that.
All right.
I'm sure there's an app for it now, but.
So, Florida and the Islanders. Chris, who do you pick?
I picked Panthers.
The Florida Panthers. I am picking the Florida Panthers as well. Because I just think they are going to win.
Tampa Bay Lightning
Tampa
versus Detroit Red Wings.
And Detroit.
Detroit.
You're picking Detroit?
Yep.
Chris is picking Detroit. Detroit. And, that's not set, but whatever. I understand it. Barry is picking Tampa. Tampa. Not Tampa.
They've actually won the Stanley Cup.
Tampa Bay did. They beat Calgary.
Oh, was it fun? But that was a series that Calgary got screwed out of that winning goal.
They didn't get screwed out of nothing.
Yes, they did.
No, they
it
didn't.
was in the net.
Don't even say that. That's like sacrilege.
No, it's not. If it's in the net.
Philadelphia and...
If you're a hockey fan, you know what we're talking about. If not,
Calgary lost.
Calgary lost.
Bottom line.
That's
what the record book shows.
In the Game 7 of the series, but they should have won it in Game 6 because a goalie said, or a ref said it wasn't a goal even though it had gone into the net.
They went into video review. They checked it out.
And it was in the net.
It was inconclusive. Call on the ice stands. Philadelphia and Washington. Who do you pick?
Oh.
Oops. Yeah, I'm going out of order.
Yeah, no kidding. I picked Caps.
The Washington Capitals. The Wags. Sometimes autocorrect is silly. I am picking the Capitals as well. We'll go the New York Rangers versus the Penguins.
New York.
Ooh. I am picking the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Ooh.
This is where sometimes writing is faster than typing on a phone. Let's see. Then we're going Western Conference. St. Louis
Versus Chicago Blackhawks. I picked Chicago.
versus Chicago. How can you go against Chicago?
I don't know.
Chicago's won, I swear, the last 50 Stanley Cups.
They've won a few.
Man, they are a modern day dynasty. Chicago. We got the Preds. Man. Preds and the Ducks. Oh, almost put Dicks. Preds and the Dicks. Okay, who do you got?
Predators?
The Preds? Come on. Preds. I pick the Ducks. I just think that they're a better team. Obviously, I think that series can go either way, but the Duckers. Who else we got? The Minnesota versus Dallas.
Dallas.
Dallas. I'm picking, Dallas. Dallas is definitely going to win that one. Finally, San Jose versus LA.
Sharks.
Sharks. I'm picking the LA Kings.
Ooh.
Oh, no, you didn't pick the Kings. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
First round.
First round picks in the books.
What do you think? Do you think Canada sucks in regards to hockey? Do you think...
No, because 50% of players in the NHL are still Canadian, so...
Yeah. What do you think about what we talked about? Because, I don't know, I think I forgot what we have talked about.
this,
It
that.
was a slow. Personally, I think it was a really slow news week. So sorry, there was crappy headlines.
It's always slow news week. It's always the same thing. It seems like whenever you open the paper, it's somebody got murdered. Politics did this.
If you look at our last episode of headlines, there were some interesting things on there. Then the King Cobra lady, that was interesting. Right, by comparison,
It was silly.
it was still interesting.
It's unique, definitely. That's
Okay, there, unique is a better word.
You get a lot better news out of Russia than you do out of
Russia has an interesting
the U.S. most times. When you look at Russian television, and they just have the most wacky things. Like even on YouTube, you can see everybody in Russia has a dash cam.
Yep.
And you can see car crashes everywhere, and you're like, Jesus Christ! Don't forget to subscribe to us on the YouTube. While you're watching those car crashes or the cat videos or whatever else you're watching on the YouTube, don't forget to watch us. Subscribe so you don't miss anything. iTunes, we do that too. Whenever you're listening to your favorite podcasts, make us one of them.
Include us.
Go to our Facebook page. Tell us what you think about our playoff picks, about what you think about the police being exempt from the distracted driving. We'll touch on that again with driving in general. What else did we touch on in the headlines? Whatever else we talked about.
Yeah, see, it's so bad. We didn't
Let us
even
know
what we're talking about.
It's not bad. It's great. This is great video watching.
I mean, just the headlines in general.
This is great video watching. Thanks for giving us half an hour of your time. Goodbye.
See ya.
Oh yeah, and the aliens are going to take me again.